What's going on, guys? Welcome back. So we had the first update video on James' precision build. This is the AMT 1967 GT-350 Shelby. So not much done, but I do want to get this update video real quick because I gotta do some explaining on the body. So if you're gonna build this kit, I don't blame you. It's an incredible kit. It's actually very cool. So but first off, as you can see, nothing's been done in the background. All the engine stuff is it's all sanded. It's all, you know, it's all prepped. I just gotta glue them together and do more sanding. But as you see, the body is about ready for primer. Now, you might see there's some putty on there because I had to do some body work on this thing and on the back. So let's explain why that is. So the front panel here, it's all separate like always, which is good. You know, that panel and the trunk is all separate, which is actually pretty cool. But there's actually a pretty big gap right here. I had to put some putty in there, and I had to keep putting putty in there until I got exact the blade, and I scribed out a new panel line in there on both sides. So there is a pretty big gap between the body and the front assembly of the body, and that goes for the rear too. As you see where the putty is, that's all gap. So I sand that all smooth. I just combined it all to the body on the back. I didn't really care. As you see the putty marks on there, but on the front I do want the panel on there because that's actually separate on the real car. So I had to do some work on that, but it's actually looking pretty good. There's actually some extra material on the fender. It's actually been sticking out for, you know, a good milliliter, so I had to sand that down on both sides. So be aware, if you're gonna do this kit, you're gonna have to do some body work. You're gonna have to spend some hours on here. I've been working on this thing since Thursday. Yeah, actually late Wednesday night or Thursday, and this is all I got done so far. But overall, that's from me. I scribed out the panel line. I kind of shot up a little bit, so that putty's from me. But just be sure to do fitments. On the instructions, it says the chassis has to go in before the back assembly goes in, which you can definitely glue it in before the body. Please don't. If you're gonna do this kit, I wouldn't glue the panels on after paint because you're gonna have one hell of a time getting them going to the body, and you don't want to get that paint glue and all that stuff on your fresh paint job. So be sure to glue that stuff on before paint, because you don't want that to happen. AMT just looks to trick you, like, oh yeah, glue this before after paint, it's ruin your paint job. No. You don't want that. You don't want that. That's not how that should go, to be honest. So be sure to glue these on. Don't listen to AMT instructions. Half the time just crackheads making them, so I'm sorry, but it's true. Sometimes there's some real crackheads making those instructions. But the trunk, you do have an option to have the trunk open. There's actually a piece in here you have to remove if you want to open the trunk, which you can do so because the actual trunk is right here. And that actually goes into the chassis right here, so you can actually have an open trunk and put some detail in there. So you can go all out with this kit. I'm not going to do trunks because I don't like opening trunks. The only thing I like opening is the hood. That's all I really care about. Trunk, I don't really, you know, really care about too much. But overall, the body's all scuffed up. It's almost ready for primer. I probably should do more sanding on these edges and stuff, but it's basically there. And as you see, the headlights over here, the headlights assemblies do go in from the bottom, but you definitely can put them in still. I test fit it. You can still put them in for these main headlights, and obviously you can do it in the middle. So if you're wondering about that, you definitely can put the headlight buckets in there. That goes for the tail lights. Tail lights going from bottom, but you can obviously put your finger in there, get some tweezers, and you pop it in there. So don't worry about that. Don't let AMT instructions fool you by putting the panels on after paint. You don't want that. You don't want to ruin your perfect paint job. There's pretty big mold lines here on the fender on the edge on both sides, and it goes to here, so be sure you keep an eye on that. There's a few right here, and it goes shoot down to here. That's on both sides, so be sure you get those mold lines out. They're actually pretty pronounced, so you shouldn't miss them. This is a black body. I have a black version, and AMT also makes a white version. There's ups and downs for both bodies, for white and black. For white, ups is you can paint it in any color. You're not going to have no overbleed or nothing on white. But the down on white is if you have like imperfections in the body like this, it's kind of hard and difficult. A little difficult to see it because the body's all white, but it's doable. But with the thing with black body, those imperfections are really well pronounced, so you cannot miss those. But the thing about the black is you gotta worry about paint bleed through, because the black can bleed through light colors such as white. So you're gonna have to put some pretty good coats of primer on this before move on to whatever color you're gonna paint it. If you're gonna paint a dark color, then you shouldn't worry about it. But if you're gonna paint like a light color like white, for instance, you're gonna have to put some good coats of primer on here. But other than that, I really don't care about black bodies. I actually kind of like them. They help me find the imperfections a lot easier. But people do prefer white because you can paint it any color you want and don't have to put much primer on it, which I get that too. So, but I just have to put it in there. That's pretty preference. But overall, good kit. The color I'm gonna paint it for James is red. Obviously, I'm gonna prime the thing white because I'm not doing this one dark. Surprising, huh? Shocking. So this is actually a light red. So this is, I'm gonna do the thing in white primer like I mentioned, and I'm gonna do the thing in Tamiya PS2 red, just standard red. I'm not going to use the spray can. I'm going to decan it because you all know my luck with spray cans. They're horrible. Spray cans don't like me, and I just have to accept it. So I'm just going to decant it and use my airbrush, and me and the can will thank each other at the end. So that's how it's going to go. That's the relationship between me and spray cans. But I just have to accept it. But overall, good kit so far. I'll give you guys another update as soon as the chassis and or engines together and stuff before that stuff goes in paint. But I'm gonna get this in paint here soon and possibly just get the whole body done before I move on to anything else, because I like to get the body done before anything else. So the body, because I get clear coat on this, and the clear coat takes some time to clear or to dry, so that gives me time to work on everything else. But so a tip on the body: be careful of it. You're gonna have to do some filling, but other than that, it's actually a pretty good body. But until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Bye for now.